Hello, radiant lights. I'm going to do a little bit of smudging here. Great to connect with all of you. I love joining you on the soul path. Really appreciate you. This is a gift when I was starting my shamanic journey, doing my training for my initiation. I think actually after my initiation from Gabriel. All right, so if you can, if you're not driving or something, can you take a breath with me? A conscious breath, hold at the top, and then release all the way out. Take a breath, and then release all the way out. Take another conscious breath in. Pause as you go deeper inside, connecting into the heart, and breathing all the way out. And I say conscious breath. This is a time for conscious breath, a pause. Yeah, a pause and a reset. So, I said last week, those of you that follow my weeklies, full moon, I meant new moon in Taurus conjuncting Uranus and Taurus. So, and to look in your chart, if you know your chart, you can, I think Astro Dentist, there's a couple of astro.com places where you can, for free, get your chart calculated. So yes, I did say last week I felt a very choppy, bumpy as I tuned in psychically. And then when I look at the aspects, because Uranus and Taurus is going to be, the new moon is conjuncting. New moon, full moon. Moon is definitely a nice placement. I believe it's exalted in Taurus. Can bring out warm feelings, sensual feelings, feelings of wanting to connect in an earthly way, touch. Can be quite romantic to luxurious, one to luxuriate in feelings, but yet very grounded. So it could be also bringing a practical part with like gifts, right? But it also has a kind of a very harsh aspect to Saturn right now. So it is bringing in kind of this somber kind of waking up. And to me, it's a further wake up of our values and our principles. Okay, Taurus, being ruled also by Venus, has to do with our values, principles, and our deeper beliefs, what is essential. So Uranus and Taurus, it's like it's Taurus is very grounded and is about the earth plane, right? It's about terra firma. It's also about form, deals with form, but it's in Uranus, the galactic planet, galactic star, of Aquarius. Uranus and Saturn co-rule Aquarius. So that Saturn is about grounding these higher frequency energies. And the Uranus and Taurus is about grounding these higher frequency energies into the earth plane, that we open to it, imbibe it. We get imbued with these energies that we are. We're just opening up more to what we are. I don't want to get too predictive, but I feel it could be earth changes, a lot of unexpected. There could be a lot of unexpected that brings things jarring emotionally, right? Whether individually or collectively. New moons are revealing also, similar to full moon, but it's a beginning of a cycle. It's a beginning of a focus. So some of you may be becoming more aware of what's really important to you, what's working or right for you, especially in relationships, because it is the new moon. With Saturn there for a while in Aquarius until it retrogrades back into Capricorn, this is collective lessons. This is lessons on group behavior, us as group beings. It's coming from the same source. Looking at the collective, looking at the mainstream or race consciousness, looking at the smaller groups, not necessarily by size, but by frequency, that we are, right? Our soul groups, our soul tribe, our soul family. So some of you might be this week a bit more picky with who you're hanging out with, or you may be wondering, where are my peeps? something new is emerging. It might be putting you in a new direction. So with that Uranus there, there is the unexpected, and there is something new that gets us in a new trajectory. You know, many people have been asking me, are we all to be more spirit-led? And, you know, is this going to be drastic changes? Well, I feel like that's because we're still co-ruled by Saturn, even though this Uranian energy is coming more through. On some level, it's like business as usual, but no. You know, it's like moving along, plotting, and then something out of the blue coming in, or nothing happening, and then something comes through. So adapt yourself. Make sure you're getting enough sleep or downtime or rest this week. Make sure you're taking care of your nervous system, because Uranus, you know, has to do a lot also with the nervous system. You know, that lightning bolt, it can be very jarring to the nervous system. Okay, there can be things that come unexpected. So you really want to amp up your self-care, your self-nurturing this week and the rest of the month. Kind of what I've been seeing for the whole month, even though I'm putting these monthly, it seems to be, I've been reading from February, March till about May, till June, till we have those eclipses coming in. And this full moon, or new moon rather, I keep wanting to call it full moon. Wonder what I've got to go back to the full moon. Well, the guides told me February and March of this year, I wrote in my blog and also the videos that I did, especially the blog on Soul Insights, soulplayground.life, really portend what is going to be happening this year and beyond. So, and there was a huge changes at that full moon, the new moon, I believe it was in Pisces, and then the full moon I think was in Libra. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, the 7th at the beginning. Okay, so let's look and see. We're going to look at the Moonology cards. Nothing will come of this situation. Avoid, of course. Okay, so I'm going to do another card, but some of you are going to be thinking nothing's coming of this. Things are stalled or they're stagnant. So some of you, I feel that have had a lot of movement and motion. This new moon puts a kind of a halt or a stop on things so that you can reevaluate, okay? So some of you, it's a pause point. I've almost been feeling like a retrograde, which I know we have coming up in May. Let's look and see if you do that, if you follow the energy. This new moon is going to be a lot about learning how to feel the energy, not just hear things, but feel when the energy is shifting and what do you need to do, okay? What is the right action for you to do? So those of you that need to pause, some of you it'll be picking up what's going to happen. Yeah, see, take time to breathe it out. So it may be stalled or stagnant, or you realize something is not moving forward, or it's not meant to, or the timing is off. Do a little yoga, do some breath work. You know, I get on my Pilates machine also when this happens, or do some breath. Alternate nostril breathing to bring that balance and harmonizing. Okay, full moon in Virgo, you are good enough. So for those of you that something gets stalled or stagnant this week or the next few weeks, it has nothing to do with you. You're just having to revision the plan a bit, okay? Something is changing in what you're going to be doing. Now, we're going to look at the overall archetypal energy for this week. And again, I would say this week to the next couple weeks, but we're going to keep it to this week. With this new moon, this Taurus new moon, okay, what is this new moon bringing? So it's somehow a new awareness. We're going to look at the archetypal cards of the major arcana. What is it bringing up? What is the energy that will help you anchor? Oh, gosh, I was right. And we got this last week. And I saw this and I didn't want to choose it. I wanted a different card. And it came through anyway. Temperance. Okay. How do we balance, keep balance when things are moving really quickly and then they slow down, or things are very slow and plotting and then they move very quickly. So there's an alchemical process. I would say that the next couple weeks, we got this card last week in the weekly. So the archetypal energy, Sagittarius. How can you take more of a Sagittarian point of view? Higher mind, bring in your spirituality, your insights. For some people, it may be religion. There's something that you're following, some kind of regime. Some people, I feel it's Buddhism, the philosophy of Buddhism. Taking the higher road, expanding your mind, looking at things from a higher perspective. If you can't travel physically, let your mind travel, right? Books, movies, MP3 downloads, Netflix, Amazon Prime. What is there that you can take in to expand your mind a bit? Give yourself some breathing room from the challenges, from the difficulties, for however long you can. Make sure you have breathing room this week, okay? In Sagittarius, or in the alchemy of the temperance, which is Sagittarius is the ruler, it's a balancing. Look at this. There's a balancing act happening here. So balance of thought, balance of movement. It's an alchemical process that we're in. There's a tempering, right? The fire is getting stoked, but we don't want it too high, but we don't want it so low that it falls out. We don't just want embers. We want embers with a nice flame, right? So many of you are going to be inspired to action, but you may be held back. So you have to wait for the timing. Something is being tempered, adjusted within you, within your circumstances, within all of us. Okay, so that balance is an alchemical process. Okay, so we're going to look and see where we're at. What is Spirit bringing to us? I'm going to use the Rider-Waite. I'm called to go back to that for this. Call it kind of my mundane deck. Okay. Again, balance, meditation. So I have a feeling there's going to be some jarring news this week. There's going to be some things that really get revealed. There's some things that are catapulted into, into our awareness individually, but also as a collective. So some of you may be looking at decisions. It may not yet be the time to make decisions, but you're weighing things out. And meditation is key. When you have the Two of Swords, meditation is key. Also bringing in the energy of air or air signs, right? Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. The action to take. So see, some of you may be blocked or stopped or think you're blocked. You may be turning away or moving away from something and towards something, or you may be going deeper within. Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer energy, but especially Scorpio in the Eight of Cups, going deep within. This is going into the underworld. Going to look in with into the subconscious. And where is this going? Is the Magician. So we'll come out of it. There'll be something new that comes out. Gemini, Virgo. The male energy of creating. Bringing in from that temperance. What was tempered is a new direction. And this is what Spirit is bringing. This is the help that we can expect from our spirit team, our spirit guides. Doesn't want to give me the card. Oh, okay. Six of Wands, trust. Sagittarius, okay. Leo, Aries energy. So this is a time to strengthen your faith, your trust in the divine plans, trust in your abilities, trust in your connection to God, the all that is, trusting your higher self. Don't let the ego try to do all the heavy lifting. It's not equipped, and it shows on a mundane level handling the situation. So Spirit is going to bring some trust, for many of you, success, victory, moving forward. Some of you, it's more of a claim. It could be that job comes through, that raise in pay, the money you need, or maybe you're being seen socially in a certain way or publicly. Some of you, it's with your family, helping the family. So it is dominion. It is learning how to have healthy, positive control in these situations, the situation that we're in collectively, globally, in consciousness, and in the consciousness made manifest in the forms. Okay, let's see. We're going to get, I want to get a shadow. What's the shadow aspect? What's not yet seen that needs to be revealed to those that are drawn to this reading? What are you working on, or what do you need to focus on at this time that can be helpful to you? Wow, love it. Trust. So some of you, your trust has been wavering, and that's what Spirit is going to bring you. Trust, faith. I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. What was I saying earlier? So this confirms this. Come on, people. Feel it. Feel it. Take a breath. Think of stories of resiliency, times you got through things that you thought you couldn't get through. I know this is unprecedented times, but many of you have gotten through way worse, okay? Scary, uncertainty. Or you know people that have. That's what you want to reach out to people in situations, or books, or online programs, or talks, where people made it through what seemed to be impossible. So it's trust in the plan, trust in where this is going. Where is all this going through collectively? The humanity, you know, the awakening that's now happening on a mass level, in mass consciousness, in the race consciousness, in the systems. The fabric had to be torn down. I know it brings up, you know, it's scary. It's the unknown, but it's also causing, you know, the fear of pain and mortality and loss. And I'm not discounting that. We all know that. I want to focus on what's unfolding and what can get us through. Because we know the other. We can see it. We can feel it, and many are experiencing it to some degree. Okay. Wisdom of the divine feminine. Use your inner wisdom at this time. Part of it is connecting to videos like this, or my Awakenings with Michelle Mache podcast, or the other podcasts, the other programs out there, but your own wisdom and of the feminine, which means you have to pause to receive it. You have to pause. This isn't about thinking. Thinking comes later. This is pausing and letting those divine downloads come through. Let yourself be guided and helped by a higher frequency you. That's all Spirit is saying right now. It's not about giving your power away or following anything or anyone. It's about you. It's about the golden crown. The golden crown. Let your insight, your understanding, your actions come from an inspired place, a place of spirit, of infinite possibilities. Though things may be jarring and upsetting, revealing, it can throw you off. But once we're thrown off, we find a balance. We find our balancing point. We find a new way of balancing. Okay. All right, Radiant Lights, your soul insights mantra. As I'm focusing more on what's right in front of me, I open to divine inspiration and guidance to lead me. My confirmations, my reassurance is coming through from Spirit and other forms that are brought into my life. All is happening for a greater good, a greater vision, a greater expression of me. That's a long one. Come on, guides. You really want them to, that's an affirmation. That's a long mantra. So let me go back. That's what they want. Can we have a little shortened version? All is ultimately happening in a way that is supportive of me. I am now trusting my divine guidance and wisdom more and more. That's it. Okay. All right, Radiant Lights, thank you so much for the honor of tuning in. Those of you that have been contributing to the channel with your appreciation gifts, I appreciate you. I appreciate all of you, and I appreciate your gifts and consideration. If you want to know how to do that, it's in the description box below, as well as how to connect with me. Let's keep connected. And if you are on Facebook and Instagram, just stop by and say hi, comment, share, let me know how you're doing, especially in the Awakenings group. Share your wisdom. That's a great place on Facebook, the Awakenings group, a great place to share what you're going through, any questions you have. We have a great group of people that are part of that unfolding. It's more than a community or a page. It's a place to just be and unfold on the soul level. All right, take good care, and I will connect with you next week.